Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, your host who thinks that you do not think of him as sus, Rehan, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons character Conversion. Today is going to be a little bit different. As I said in my disclaimer, this is going to serve as a sort of one-shot. And it's going to be a little bit of a homebrew, so we're going to go ahead and post it early. This is meant for your dungeon masters, my dear viewers. Just in case they wanted to spice things up with a slightly different style of game. Today we are going over the game Amoung Us in the Dungeons & Dragons style. I've actually played this game and I must say, holy guac. It is quite annoying to see so many hackers in one game. I mean, seriously, you press like 3 buttons in this game. Why do people have a need to hack it? You have weirdos that know who the imposter is before the game even starts. You have people who kill during voting time. Then you have other weirdos that teleport at random intervals. It's annoying. Anyways, no more ranting, at least for now. Let's go ahead and get on with the stats using the point buy system. For the strength, intelligence, and wisdom, we are staying at 11. Let's not give our crewmates too much credit. They can be quite stupid. I mean, once I was in the security room for an entire round looking at the cameras. And guess who was voted out? For being there, unmoving, for an entire round. Even though they already found a body. Yeah. Anyway, our highest stat is going to be dexterity and charisma at a 15 each. Our lowest stat is going to be an constitution at an 8. Because let's face it, the crewmen are quite weak. And it only takes 1 stab to kill them. Moving on to the race, which is questionable. No, seriously, I have no idea what they're supposed to be. So we're going to go ahead and just use the custom lineage from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Which will give us a +2 in one of our stats. We'll go ahead and grab dexterity. Our size is going to be small for the purposes of this build. We get a walking speed of 30 feet. We also get a feat. Grab the skilled feat, which will give us a choice, 3 choices in either skills or tools. Go ahead and just grab 3 skills for the purposes of this video. Insight, perception, and nature are going to be your best choices. You also get a variant trait. Go with the skill instead of that dark vision. Not needed. The skill of choice should be sleight of hand, because some of those pesky tasks definitely need the sleight of hand check in order to pass them. Alright, moving on to our background, we have 3 different options to go over. The first being the most obvious from Alishaw's Compendium of Unusual Choices, the Airship Crew. You get proficiencies in tools. You can choose either the vehicle's airborne or the vehicle's outer space. You also get a choice in carpenter's tools, cartographer's tools, cook's utensils, or tinker's tools. Go ahead and choose which one you think would be best for your crewmates. This will actually give them a little bit of diversity, as there are so many tasks. And you also get 1 language of your choice. And you also get the feature known as Airship Explorer, which is going to be quite useful for this type of game setting. Moving on to option number 2, not exactly needed but would be interesting for roleplay purposes, the Mortician. You get proficiencies in 2 skills, being medicine and religion, and you also get proficiency in the Undertaker's tools, which can actually be found in this booklet. You also get the feature known as the Secrets of Death. Staying in the player's companion, we have a third option, the Smuggler, which I believe is supposed to be another criminal variant, because you get the skills Deception and Stealth, you get proficiencies in the Forgery Kit, and 1 language of choice. You also get a feature known as Contacts. Again, this is mostly for role-playing purposes. You never know. Some horror games actually do have a criminal in them, but it's not the main villain of the movie. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to class, and we're going to go ahead and skip right over the first level and go into second level. As a second level rogue, you get a 2d8 hit die. Your starting hit points is going to be 8 plus your constitution modifier, which is a -1 in this case. And you also get bonus hit points, 1d8 plus your constitution modifier per rogue level. So 1d8 minus 1. For your proficiencies, you get Thieves' Tools. And you also get saving throws in Dexterity and Intelligence. You also get 4 skills, Investigation, Persuasion, and either Deception or Intimidation, and also Stealth or Performance. Now, this is mostly because the Smuggler already gets Deception and Stealth as proficiency, so it makes sense to have multiple different options just in case something like that were to happen. Also, you get Expertise, which means double proficiency bonus onto any 2 skills of your choice. For purposes of this video, let's just grab Insight and Perception. We're going to need a little bit of an advantage on that. Remember, stupid crewmates. We also get the Cunning Action feature. Moving on. Well, you know what? It's probably been a long day for your crewmates. They better get some sleep. Sweet dreams. Alright, we have just been informed that there are imposters among us. 2 of them, I believe, maybe even more, who knows. For our crewmen, we get a new level, which means we get a choice of Roguish archetype. For our actual crewmates, I would recommend getting the Inquisitive and the Scout. For our imposters, the best choices are the Assassin and the Mastermind. Let's go ahead and quickly go over these archetypes. Now for the crewmen, the Roguish archetype, Inquisitive, I actually went over on my Discord server as its own build, so I'd recommend going to check that out. The Inquisitive archetype gives us Ear of Deceit, Eye for Detail, and also Insight for Fighting. For our imposters, we have the Mastermind, which gives us Master of Intrigue and Master of Tactics. I would also recommend getting that optional feature listed in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Steady Aim. Now moving on to level 4, the Rogue gets an ability score improvement. I would say grab 1 for your Dexterity, round it off to an 18 that way, and 1 for your Charisma to make it a 16. And I believe that's all I had prepared for you today, viewers, so we'll just leave it right there. I hope you enjoyed. And if you would, put down in the comments section on what you would like to see converted into the Dungeons & Dragons style next. Until then, this has been Drehan, and I am offline. Oh, and one more thing before I go. I did show the image of the Intellect Devourer. I want to make some quick adjustments to its stat block just for the purposes of this style of gameplay, because there's something I don't entirely like about it. The Action Body Thief has it keep its own charisma score, which is actually pretty low, so I would recommend just getting rid of that part entirely, so it just retains its intelligence and wisdom scores. And speaking of which, they're a little low in my opinion. I would say, on top of getting rid of it retaining the charisma score, go ahead and increase the intelligence and wisdom scores. 14 for intelligence and 13 for your wisdom. This has been a small microbrew. Sorry about that. I'll go ahead and go now. See you next time.